So, this isn't exactly the video I wanted to make this week. I had a different video planned, but my mic didn't record. And honestly, I've been having a hard time even feeling up to making videos the past little while because of something going on. And so, you know what? I'm gonna talk about it. I was let go from King's SCP Playground recently. It wasn't my decision. It wasn't something I wanted. Let me tell you about Jacob. So, Jacob is a commander level admin on the server. There are several different levels of admin. There's junior mod, cadet, lieutenant, commander, 05. I was a lieutenant. Jacob is a commander. He didn't like me and Diver from the start. I don't know what his problem was with me. I suspect it has something to do with the fact that when Diver and I were playing Among Us with him one time, Diver was still learning the game and accidentally hit the wrong sabotage when he and Jacob were both imposter. Among Us? Is that something you'd like to see on my channel? Let me know in the comments. It might help me feel a little better. Anyway, Jacob never liked me or Diver and made our lives a living hell in that game. He would always yell at me. Every single time I had issues in that game, it was Jacob. Anytime there was drama involving me, it was Jacob. Jacob was causing the problems, and I tried reporting him to the ethics committee and nothing was done. They have a 3-strike system on the server. And my very first strike came when I was spawning Diver in when I shouldn't have been. When I had seen Starstalker, another admin, spawning in his partner, Piper, and I never saw him get yelled at for it. He doesn't do it anymore, but back then he was. Yeah, I'm talking about you too, Starstalker. I'm dropping all the tea today. Thinking you're too good to collab with me. What's up with that? So I thought it was fine, but no. I got my first strike for spawning Diver in and not yelling at him when he was doing things wrong when there were other staff on if he was misbehaving, when like 99.9% of the time Diver behaves himself. He acts mischievous, but he doesn't break rules. So the first strike was that. That was fine. It was hard. I was upset. I didn't want to lose my job. So I, just apologized and walked on eggshells from then on. I started doubting myself as an admin. I wanted to be an admin or moderator of some kind anywhere on the internet since I was a child. I want to help make the internet a better place. It's been a dream of mine forever. I have never been a moderator or admin on anything, and I was so excited. I loved that server so much, and you took it from me, Jacob. You took it from me. So a few months pass, and things are fine. I mean, they're not fine. I'm still walking on eggshells and doubting myself as an admin, but I haven't gotten into any trouble. Until the day that Diver and I are playing, Jacob is, smurfing, which is going under a fake name, changing your name so people don't know it's you. It's called smurfing. He was smurfing under the screen name Bear. We were playing together. Someone told me it was Jacob, and the whole time I was nervous. It's like, oh boy. Anyway, there was this guy who had a soundboard. He played it like 3 times in Spectator. Playing soundboards in Spectator is against the rules. I didn't even hear the noise. Okay? I didn't even hear the noise. There's an audio glitch in that game where you don't always hear everything that everybody's saying. But, that was enough for Jacob to give me my second strike, although it was technically my first, because there's once a certain amount of time has passed, it kind of wipes away. So it was technically my first strike, was yelling at someone, not yelling at someone for using a soundboard. And it might not have even been a soundboard. Listening to it again, it sounds like it just might have been breathing. You really wanted me to yell at someone for breathing, Jacob? Really? So there was that issue. But then we get to the main event. The event that got me fired. Diver and I were playing. It was a good day. We were having a lot of fun. Diver was a D-boy, and there were these two guards. One was named Sabita. He was a junior mod level admin, and I don't know the other one's name. Diver was going from light into the elevator system to get into heavy. These two guards were there, Sabita and this other guy. The other guard started shooting at Diver for absolutely no reason. Diver stopped. It's like, hey, I need a med pack. You shouldn't shoot me for no reason, and it's in the rules. You're not supposed to shoot D-boys for absolutely no reason. He was stopping. He asked for a med pack. Sabita said, no, leave or die, and opened the door to back into light. Diver didn't want to go back into light because that guard that had shot him was still back there. So Diver ran towards the elevators. Sabita shoots and kills him. He wasn't even going to run away. He was just getting in the elevator to avoid the guard that was shooting him. And Sabita shoots him and kills him. I pull him into tutorial, which is where admins go to speak to people who break the rules, if you aren't aware of this. I pull Sabita and Diver into spectator, which apparently is a big no-no, even though I've seen tons of other staff do it all the time. You're not supposed to pull both parties in a KOS situation into spectator when that's... How do you hear both sides? If one person's lying and manipulating the facts, don't you want to hear the other side to make sure you can figure out what actually happened? So I pull him into tutorial and talk to him and Diver. Things go crappy. We start arguing, it's bad, and Sabita, I'm gonna go get Jacob. So I wait around for like 30 minutes. Jacob doesn't show up. And it was the last round of the night before I was going to bed, too. I was going to bed. I didn't want to deal with this crap. I wanted to go just play a couple quick fun rounds and go to sleep. But Jacob doesn't show up. No one talks to me. So I go to bed and think the situation's over because Jacob never came. The next day, I get a message from him saying, go into a private call with me and some other admins. It was the call. I had been fired. I was given 2 strikes at once on top of the 1 strike for the breathing thing. I was given 2 additional strikes and immediately fired. My strikes were for bringing Diver into spectator as well as Sabita, and for even dealing with the situation with Sabita in the first place rather than getting a higher level admin than myself to deal with it. When I'd seen staff deal with other staff issues all the time, even at lieutenant level staff like me. Want to know what makes it even better? I had received some pretty upsetting news about my grandmother earlier that day before Jacob pulled his stunt, and I told him that, like, hey, I'm having a rough day already. Can you give me just a little sympathy? Can you take it a little easy on me? It's no excuse. I don't care. I got no sympathy. Absolutely none. So, I was fired, and it's left me pretty emotionally rattled, and it's affected my ability to make videos. It's affected my ability to make videos. That's why I haven't been around much. I mean, Lola has been busy, so that hasn't helped, but I'm not going to blame her for having a life. Honestly, most of it is I'm having a hard time dealing with this. I miss my friends on that server. I miss the culture. I liked that server, but it just kept getting further and further away from the ideals that drew me to it in the first place. King barely plays SCP Secret Laboratory. He's usually playing Rust or Minecraft or something. So, while the cat's away, the mice will play. I did nothing wrong, and I was fired for it. And Now it's left me with very little options in terms of what to do with SCP videos. There are so many fun moments that I wanted you guys to see. The time I surrendered to an MTF as a scientist. Hey! I surrendered. Can you get me out of here? Well, I don't need to surrender. I'm a scientist, duh. Diver's amazing gauntlet against pretty much all of the SCPs. Those were good videos that you'll never get to see because of Jacob. It's really hurt. I didn't want to come and rant on video, but I needed to get this out, I think. I don't know what else to say. But, you know what? I'm not done yet. Long live the Queen. Stay goofy, Dag Dag.